welcome back to Sierra 2 Airsoft, your source for airsoft and Milsim intel.
Yeah, let's hope that's not like military intelligence. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, we are called Sierra 2. Alright.
No, that won't happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, so whatever. Alright. Black Sheep Milsim is offering online tutorials in squad tactics via Facebook. How many people will actually use it? Airsoft are in need. A young family in Coshocton, Ohio moves forward after fire destroys their home. All his gear is likely up in smoke. So we can help him out. I don't know. Send him your javelin. I don't know. A new web series called Black features Max Mullen and could be entertaining. I don't know. We started watching it and we turned it off. So I don't know. Could be junk food TV. Anyways. Scared of lipos? But sick of your run-of-the-mill nickel something batteries? Maybe you just suck at life. LiFe, that is. CAA Airsoft is coming out with replicas of stuff I always wanted but could never afford. Bulligan has the... Oh, God, my contacts are moving. Bulligan has the spiked
X1S chassis for the real steel AK. This could bode well for those who are looking for a very unique AK for airsoft.
Yes. All right. Real quick announcement. We just launched our video series. This is going to be weekly. We're basically continuing the first season. We spent several months filming, and we finally got the shit down so we can get a weekly video series. So every Friday at 9 a.m., expect a new video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And after a couple weeks, we're going to be looking to get into Blip TV. So subscribe to that when we get on there. Definitely, I'm going to add some kind of RSS feed on our website when I get the chance. I'm going to get the podcast up on iTunes. I'm working this week and next week. I'm working 50-hour weeks. So don't ask me how the hell I got this video editing done. So basically, it did not involve sleep.
And we just picked up we just added the 1911 review that we've been doing some time with.
Yeah, it's not just going to be gun reviews. The next couple weeks are going to be events. After that, I'm not 100% sure. We're gonna do like stuff like gear customization, even shit like maybe even like taking boneyarded guns and I don't know, creating some kind of monstrosity. But there's gonna be plenty of guns and gear reviews. I'm picking up some unique stuff next month, so it'll definitely be interesting. And we're getting more into a milsim aspect, so we're gonna be looking into shit like actual simulated plates and actual plates, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't think I'll get much into the plates, but
I'll
be there to offer my expertise from having worn them for 5 years.
Yeah, he's got the actual military experience. I don't. I just want to do my milsim thing. So we're definitely getting more into a milsim angle. So when we review guns and gear, we are going to look at things from a real steel and training perspective as well. We're going to be looking more into that. So some of the things I'm picking up, you might look at me funny, but I'm going to be like, hey, this can help me train with my real gun, stuff like that.
And, we'll be doing a quick interview with One Grunt's opinion at his training day on, Sunday?
Yep, Sunday at OXCC in Maryland. So if you didn't get tickets, maybe they're still up. I somehow doubt it. This guy's becoming like a little sensational on Facebook. So I think anyone that could have gotten there has gotten there. So we'll be interviewing him. We got another... Ravenwood wants to do an interview with us, or... like we mentioned before, an up-and-coming team on the East Coast.
We need to sit down and get some questions together for them in the hot seat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my train of
thought. It might not be a hardline interview. We might turn into the conversational type thing. We'll see what they want to do. I know some people hate interviews.
I'm not talking like a hardline interview. But asking some simple questions.
Simple questions, we can turn into a conversation. They've bombed several of our videos, so you've seen them. So, yeah.
Bombed.
I don't want to say bomb. Well, they bombed the when we were covering Horn of Africa, and you can hear Jackal. I remember Jackal screaming in the 1911 video which we just put up. So. He's kind of known for that, so it's kind of funny that we've already filmed them. It's just...
Well...
You remember the one guy with the orange cone over his dick, so... I threw that in. Mikey was the guy...
I gotta laugh. I gotta laugh at that, but
Mikey was the guy throwing our cameraman around. He runs the squad, so we got that coming up. Anyways, Black Sheep Milsim. You're gonna know a hell of a lot more on this than me.
well, Black Sheep is a guy. He's a retired Army mate. Black Sheep 6, as he calls himself, because 6 is the term for a commander.
Dude, what happened to my beer?
What did you do with your
Oh shit! Here it is. It's this. Morning's over. It's 12:30. I can drink.
If anybody uses the term 6, it's a command element.
Okay.
Like, for example, I guarantee you, if you've ever seen Generation Kill, and you know that whole story, the first Marine alcohol abuse. God damn it! You might
I
need some
get every
help.
drop, man.
But I'm pretty sure that if you'd asked anybody who was in 1st Marine Division at the time, if they had heard somebody yelling at them that identified themselves as Chaos 6 Actual, that was General Mattis. Because, and Chaos 6 being the term for a commanding officer, and then Actual means you're actually talking to the guy. You're actually talking to the warrior monk who, is now apparently some kind of fellow professor at Columbia University, I want to say. And of all things, their School of Foreign Relations. Mister, the first time you blow someone away is not an insignificant event. That being said, there are some people in this world who just need shooting. It's now international relations major.
He could probably identify them for us.
Yes, please.
Write a letter to Obama. Yeah, we need to kill this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this
I think
guy. And
that's
then
part of
Obama's going like, this is heavy.
Let's stay
What's his
away from
wife's
the
name?
political crap. But that's
John
the
Bravo.
ultimate irony, Mister. If anybody's seen Generation Kill, that famous one where he's yelling at the colonel and he says, it's Colonel Dowdy standing around with his foot on his dick. No, check that. Not your dick, my dick. Is now going to be an international relations professor.
You're going over my head with some of this stuff.
Okay.
But let's get back to Black Sheep.
Yeah. Black Sheep 6 being commanding officer, the guy's a retired major.
That's pretty cool.
And majors are up there. That's the start of the field grade officers rather than the company grade. At least as I understand it. All I knew is they had shiny shit. I just saluted them, called them sir, called it the way it needed to be. And if I needed to get into a group of people that were all named Moore, then I would say, Major Moore, sir! Major Moore! Just as an example. But he's offering online tutorials in squad tactics on his
cool.
Facebook thing. So, he's got these little lessons on his Facebook page. You can sit down and you can memorize this stuff. And you can print it out, and you copy and paste it in, and print it out, and do all kinds of craziness.
That stuff can be difficult to get a hold of. And I've read Army manuals; they're a bitch to interpret. What I was actually using when we were in a squad together, remember that stuff I sent you? Mm-hmm. That was shit for, I think, Operation Flashpoint. I was using tutorials from computer milsim games.
Oh,
and
yeah.
mind you, they were insane, how much of it was applicable, the movements and everything, covering danger zones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was, Operation Flashpoint is not the new one on the Xbox and shit. I'm talking old school Operation Flashpoint on the computer. It's known as ARMA, Cold War Assault. These sequels, the ARMA series, that started off as Operation Flashpoint. That's hardcore. You remember, you worked with Virtual Battlespace 2, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
That was an offset of the ARMA computer game.
I think.
They were that, and yeah.
I'll leave myself.
I'm pretty sure I read that the Marine Corps used it for training.
Yeah, we did some simulator based training. Yes.
Yeah. It's that
on a
nuts that that's based off a video game. It's not a video game based off a simulator. But then again, if you know anything, there's courses. They usually call them game and simulation programming. Mm-hmm. It's the same skill sets, so it wasn't that hard to convert. But anyways, I was pulling documents from stuff like that. It was so hard to find good field exercise manuals and stuff like that.
Yeah, and sometimes there are certain things you might have. For example, hand and arm signals. These are the things that are really easy to forget, and I've forgotten a lot of the ones I was taught at MCT because you don't use them in a truck. You might use the simple ones, come here, back up, stop.
Wanker.
What?
That's
Yeah, blinker. No, blinker.
No, let's say wanker.
No. Yeah, I mean, you might go like this if something's wrong with the lights. To give them an indicator, hey, check your lights. Make sure your lights are on.
By the way,
Left
I apologize.
blinker.
I apologize for the shitty camera.
Right blinker, all that shit. Those are the important ones. Now, some of them, for example, when I used to play with SG-12, if we had our hand signal for enemy was something like pulling a beard. Like I'm grabbing, some.
Ow.
I'm grabbing some Al Qaeda guy because if you ever seen any of these guys from like Al Qaeda and the Taliban, they have these humongous beards. It seems like. It seems like all the big guys. So it's like, I'm dragging him out by his beard,
Oh no!
And then you go like this and then you go like this for a friendly.
Friendly.
Yeah, like don't shoot him.
Disengage.
But that's some stuff like hand and arm signals. Some of that you can work out. Some of them are generic, like stop, which is, we're gonna stop here for a while. Halt means quick stop. Keep yourself ready. I think I saw something.
Yeah, those I know, and sometimes you can the real simple ones you can pick up just by observing people, like because they'll send it down the line and you'll see them react like, oh, that's what that means.
Yeah.
But when people start doing like signifying tactical maneuvers, I'm just like,
yeah, like for example, skirmishers left. You're holding your hand out like this because you're telling them you want the muscle to be on the left. Boom. Skirmishers right would be the same thing on the other side. And the famous echelon or the famous arrowhead formation or V formation, whatever people want to call it, is just very simple.
Yeah, so you remember a hell of
I remember
a lot more
than I do. I remember a lot more than I think, because sometimes some of this stuff just comes back to me after years and years and years.
I'm sure if you're out on the field and someone signals something, you'd probably just do it. You wouldn't know, you'd just do.
Yeah,
I'm like that
it's one of
with
things automatic.
Yeah. I'm like that with a lot of things these days.
Of course, and we used a lot of those on the Crucible. And I ran point for the entire 54 hours. So I was literally one man.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like
he's giving those commands, so I had to remember a lot of those.
Yeah, the interesting stuff about this, I mean, it's great that it's out there, but it's one thing to read it, it's another to do it, and the only way to really get it down is to do it over and over. I mean, like print this shit out, pass it around to your squad mates. Yeah, it's great that stuff's out there, especially when
it's good literature. Yeah. Some of it you can deviate from depending. Like for example, you don't want to use intricate finger movements if, say, for example, one of your teammates is missing fingers,
or if you got mittens.
Why are you going to play airsoft in mittens?
I don't know. Maybe you have a winter trigger or something. Yeah.
Oh, you mean one of the ones with like the trigger finger?
Yeah. Or there are winter triggers on guns. Or actually, are there any airsoft replicas with winter triggers? You should know what I'm talking about. Right?
Yeah, where somebody puts a finger shoe.
I think the G5K, the trigger guard actually unlatches so you can shoot with mittens.
Yeah, the M16s also, the M16 M4s commonly do that as well, where you can just basically push in a pin and it swings down. We were told it swung down for cleaning, but I never completely bought that one.
Yeah, well, I've heard like.
They're like, how many times have you ever seen a Marine somewhere where it's cold? I said, well, it has happened before. Believe it or not, just after the Russian Revolution, there were Marines fighting the Bolsheviks.
Oh, even in Afghanistan, they got mountains. It gets cold up there.
Yeah, but what they're talking about is where it snows. Yeah. We don't commonly get stuck anywhere where it snows.
Yeah, we're gonna want something like mittens, but I know that there are rifles where, for people that don't know what I'm talking about, a winter trigger, that's something like another trigger that flips down, and then you can basically pull that with a mitten. basically.
Yeah.
You just like squeeze it.
It's an adaptation so that way you can shoot with
These
either
are
heavy gloves
usually
or mittens.
These are usually found on the old battle rifles, the 308 select fire rifles. On assault rifles, not
the
so
FL,
much.
The G3, the M14, for example. Those are the battle rifles. Those are the big thumpers.
I need to turn off sleep mode on my computer.
But at any rate, I think it's a good thing. I mean, between Clash of Wolverines, which was a John Liu event that was designed more as a training event, this One Grunt's Opinions Training Day, some of the other stuff we've seen come across our feeds, I'm starting to wonder if the larger Milsim community, in the light of what happened with the Green Mountain Retards, kind of realized that, we kind of welcomed we kind of welcomed the Frosty Lazarix of the world into this sport. We kicked him out, and now we need somebody to actually have some fucking skills.
You have a tendency to back up from the microphone.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But
you know what I'm talking about.
The lights aren't moving, there's a problem.
It's like some of the other douchebags in the world I know, like the act like the Green Mountain Retards.
Whiskey Dicks. I'm
Whiskey
sorry,
Dicks.
I'm gonna throw that fucking name out. I'm gonna throw out some of our rules because they need to be mentioned. Because if you have not banned them from your field and you're in the southeastern Pennsylvania area, what the fuck? Yeah, because they occasionally show up at Battlefield, and I'm like,
But
I think Patty's cracked down on
We've
them.
all known some epic assholes, and I'm starting to wonder if a couple of these guys are realizing, hey, we welcomed these epic assholes into the world, into this community. We gave them props for so long, and now we have to unfuck this. Now the situation needs to be unfucked.
It's just like what was his name? Helldog from Hoodbreed Tactical said. We deserved what we got with the Green Mountain Retards. We deserved all the shit that brung us because we let them in. And now I think we really are on damage control.
Well, and is it necessarily a bad thing that now people are looking for games to provide mentorship? I mean, in addition, you're talking about this also may help stop a few air stupids, too.
Yeah,
Because
basic education.
Basic ethics, things of that
Let's
nature.
face it, if you're going to a milsim op, you are on the next level with the time and investment, with gear, and even just the tickets alone. You're going to be a little more open-minded than the typical COD softer.
Yeah,
or the paint softer. I like that one. Or paint soft. I like that reference. You're going to take things a little easier. You're going to come in with an open mind. You're going to listen. You're coming here. You like that military, the milsim aspect. You may be looking into joining the military.
I've heard some horror stories. I'll give you that. I'll give you, a lot of them are. But I'll give you the horror stories I've heard where people have, played. For example, the biggest one I can think of off the top of my head is Irene. And I was talking to friends of mine from Pittsburgh a while back, and they said, if you let me know, I can get you hooked up with buddies of mine who are going in the North Carolina platoon. That way, everybody can go together. And they go, well, what side are they going? I said, they go TFR every year. He goes, no, we're going Freedom Fighters. We've had it with some of the TFR guys. They act like douchebags. And well, what happens? And you're talking about, for example, somebody sitting here observing something happening, and he's reporting it back, and he's saying that can't be happening. What rank are you? And I'm going, now you're starting to go full fucking retard when you get to that point. I mean,
Don't
I'm
ever
sorry.
go full retard.
Yes, never go full retard.
It makes me happy in my pee-pee maker. It's a deleted scene from Tropic Thunder if we're going to reference it. So. If they had in the preview, they took it out for the film because they thought it would, upset too many people, and they've still upset a lot of people with that scene.
But
there's some education for you.
But
I've been drinking.
This is the point. You get to that kind of a point, and
it's just like that squad of sergeants I was talking about.
Yeah,
like
the squad of sergeants where
they refer to each other as sergeant, and I just gotta point and laugh.
Yeah,
like I'm not gonna get pissed off. I'm gonna point and laugh. Like, come on, dude.
I'm sorry.
That's why
if you can deny what somebody is reporting to you based on your rank in a fucking game, that's a fucking problem. That indicates a serious ego issue. Dude, go see some goddamn help. Mm-hmm.
I've had the same thing happen in fucking video game clans, like shooter clans with tactical games. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, really? We're going to play the politically correct ranking game? Are you fucking seriously? You're going to come at me for things I'm saying at 3 a.m.? Fuck you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really hate that shit. And, it's not just airsoft where that's an issue, as I just identified.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, it is a game. And in the case of video games, it was literally a fucking game!
Yep.
Like,
but,
people that pull that shit.
While we're on, this
what do you get? We're like 20 minutes in, yeah. Next.
Let's
transition!
Let's go to the next one. Guys, I'm just reaching out to all my, all the people in, I know in the United States, there's an airsofter in need. There's a family. This one came across my post, my feed via Thumpy. The young family of Coshocton, Ohio. Normally, I'm not a big fan of Ohio airsoft because, well, I've seen some very douchebaggish things come out of there. But this family.
Look at our area.
No, this is nowhere near that bad. They were talking about, we need to ban multicam because it looks green, and I'm pointing out there's ways around that. And somebody who only has, if you look on my Facebook feed, it says worked at United States Marines, and the dipshit has a high school, just a high school listed. And he's sitting here going, I want to take BB gun war advice from you. I'm like, yeah, considering I've done this for you, you can kiss my goddamn ass. And I just said, you know what? I'll never spend any money there. But this really made me feel bad. This is a young, the young family of Coshocton. Went to they apparently the husband's an airsofter, and he had all his gear and stuff and packed it up in the house, and they went off to Virginia Beach. While they were gone, their house burned down. And I mean, everything's gone. Like, I was looking in the background of the photo, what little of it there was.
Jeez.
And, you're talking about sticks standing, if that. So.
Where's the car, honey?
No, the car was there, but.
Oh, they didn't have a second car.
Yeah, I guess the car was there, but, they had a fire destroy their home. So, if any of y'all know, or know anything more, feel free to post it to our Facebook page or contact us with it.
Yeah, the article we got didn't work. Yeah, it
didn't work. It was basically you clicked on it. Oh, I hope you like the free preview. Let's discuss your
financial situation.
Your
what insurance do you have?
Yeah.
Please enter your social security number. No, it wasn't that bad.
And the name of your firstborn child. And give us a drop of blood. No, it wasn't quite that bad, but
it was basically typical medical underwriting for him.
Well, no, it wasn't medical underwriting, but it was subscribing shit. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know if there's anything that's being put out there. Just so we can, pass it on and hopefully people around.
Here's the big thing: let us know if this guy had insurance.
Yeah,
like that's the big thing. If not, this guy is royally fucked, and send whatever you can. And also, let's make sure this guy's not a douchebag before we send anything. I don't know.
Well, everybody can be a douchebag until they fall down, and then it's that might humble them. Yeah. So even if the guy was a douchebag before, maybe this will be the thing that humbles him.
Exactly.
And I'm saying that as an if, because I don't know the person personally. So,
like I said, we really do need more information.
It's an airsofter. I'm sorry if the community should be willing to stand behind this person. This person wasn't a. If this person didn't make Ronan of the Green Mountain Retards look like a good man, then, this is the kind of person we need to help however we can.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is.
We've helped out, and I'm going to be perfectly frank, in our orgs, we've helped out douchebags before, Not some people are just douchebags on the field, so, you don't need to, help fuck up someone's life, so.
Yeah.
I think neither one of us is in a position to help out. So, but
Well, we'll see what goes on.
let's see what. Yeah, like I said, we do need more
On
info. Yeah, but it's a
And
bad
let's see.
situation.
this.
This next story. This has got your guy.
Oh yeah, a new web series called Black features has Mad Max Mullen among the cast.
It's not
an airsoft thing per se, but the man's getting into acting. And I'm sorry, the guy at 55, his arms are about as big around as my goddamn leg. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. By the way, this is not Orphan Black we're referring to, which
No.
I only watched for the ass shots, and that's about it. We
Yeah,
were
let's
bored and we caught the premiere, so my friends and I, and we were drinking, and after some whiskey, you see that chick, and you're like, let's see where this goes. This is BBC. You know there's going to be nudity. And there was!
Well, let's be it as it may.
What are we talking about?
This show called Black.
Orphan Black?
No, not Orphan Black. Come here, Gibbs slapped the shit out of you.
Oh, that's right. I was saying we're not talking about Orphan Black.
Yes, we're not talking about Orphan Black.
Can we?
I think no. But at any rate,
Can I have some whiskey?
you can get some if you want it. But
God.
no, go ahead and watch it. It's like they're doing a 6-part series, 5 minutes a pop. You know, very simple web series. Just something to get out there. It could be entertaining. I need to go home and look at it.
I don't know why I was
From what
sneaking
I
around
saw,
my-
it was actually kind of interesting.
There's some good stuff out on YouTube. You don't have the restrictions you get with daytime television. I've seen some crazy shit like that. Mortal Kombat series was kind of neat, even though they didn't, stick to the lore.
Or
right?
the Mario Warfare.
Oh god, I need to get through the whole series. That was
Mario Warfare. That's an amusing
God.
one. It's another amusing web series. If
Give me Koopa coins! That's all I can think of. Every time I see them with guns, I'm just thinking of that old lady from the actual Mario movie. Give me Koopa coins. Do you need some help?
let's see.
Maybe, I think most of the people listening are probably not old enough to get what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, but let's see. Speaking of unique things and just new things. Bulligan has the Spike X15 chassis for the real.
You are
Steel
skipping
AK.
to the end of the goddamn outline.
I'll smack you.
Yeah, I saw this and I'm
this
like,
could bode well for those looking for a very unique AK for airsoft. If nobody's ever seen this chassis, basically it's something you take the parts from an AK and you stick it in there.
It's a whole receiver front end assembly. You take your internals, and for people that actually build AKs, all right, we're gonna get into real steel for a second. George Bush passed the law that you have to have a certain number of American parts, or it's considered a foreign gun. You can't have that shit. There's a ton of American parts in there, so if you're having issues, a lot of these American parts cause issues with running. You can run a whole, a hell of a lot more American internals. So
Yeah,
it's a big deal for the real steel world. These various kits have existed for a long time. This one looks fairly solid.
yeah, because if I recall, a lot of the old bullpup design AKs, because that's what this is. It's basically your AK mag is way back here, and your muzzle's up here. So you've got the same length barrel and this and that.
It's
just
a short package.
like with every bullpup. It's a short package because your action is actually embedded into the stock. It doesn't have a dedicated stock and receiver.
And if
the
you ever
receiver
wanted,
is the stock.
Yeah, if you ever wanted an SBR, but didn't want to pay for that tax stamp and all that shit, this will give you that very short gun. But you got the legal length barrel and you had the minimum length for a rifle.
Yep.
It's right at the minimum, so it's pretty intuitive.
And if you train for things like I was primarily trained on the M4, but yet my favorite series right now has been the SA80 L86 series.
But you use it in ways in which you cannot use the real steel.
Oh yes.
As I have video footage
there are points where it's like, dude, this is airsoft. Let's just
I know, like I said,
let's climb down off the
I think we got into airsoft for two different reasons. So I'm more into the simulation aspect than probably most.
Yeah, I
airsofters.
just like causing mayhem.
So my manual, I stick to the actual manual of arms for the actual gun.
Yeah.
And there's a garage door under us, and this is
Getting
fucking
annoying.
Yeah, but
whatever.
nothing I can do about that. But yeah, I'm gonna use it the way the real seal is meant to be used. But there are some issues with the kit that could possibly be remedied with an aerosol gun. I'm not gonna get into those because we're gonna get into real technical shit.
Yeah.
But as far as he went into this really well, and he said with the gas blowback, he said it theoretically should be bolt on. I'm kind of calling bullshit on that.
You might have some fitting because you might have some different parts and stuff here and there.
Definitely.
And where I was looking at it, there's no way you could get a version 3 gearbox in it. You'd have to go to like a version 6 or a version 7.
What Bulligan was talking about, what you could potentially get in there is like an LCT, something built for a stamped steel receiver.
Okay.
Will be your closest bet. It didn't make sure it doesn't have the tactical stock and all that. It's theoretically, yes, it is possible. Is there going to be fitting? Most likely, but like he was talking about, if you get if you have an LCT, which we're talking some serious dough here, so you can definitely, we're talking like a $310 conversion kit, this bullpup kit. So if you got an LCT lying around, you can afford this kit. That would be your most best bet to get an AEG in there. Now here's the thing: if you put a gas blowback in there, left hand, Raider, you're blocking the camera. Left hand corners are going to be a bitch because that bolt could cut into your shoulder. I was talking about with Raider. I was talking about maybe you could just turn the damn thing sideways and fire that way. The bolt's clear.
Is like with everything with a hop up, it's going to cause that bullet to curve. Like
we're talking CQB
playing out of wanted.
CQB. If
if
you're on the field, you can just tilt just enough to clear.
Yeah.
If you understand your rifle, if you practice properly, that shouldn't be as an issue. But in CQB, just turn the damn gun sideways. It's not going to curve in like 30, 40 feet. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's doable. And another one that I was looking at was the Kushna. It looked more like an AUG, and this guy put a 12-gauge Sega shotgun in there. And I'm like, holy fuck, I suddenly want this for home defense. But that manual alarms, though, that might be problematic because if you've ever been in my house, it's very narrow hallways. So having a bullpup, not a bad idea. It's just left-hand corners. You got to figure that shit out. But it's cool shit. And if you want a unique AK, you've got some interesting options in getting these conversion kits. We were even talking about putting a Wii M14 in the that bullpup conversion we've seen FPS Russia with. They're like, one of my the guys on our org is like, it's only twice as much as the EVR conversion kit, and I'm like, yeah, if you're like settled in your job and this is your primary hobby, yeah, that's not bad. But this not the cushion, the spike chassis, $300. I mean, come on, they're not asking much.
Yeah, I'd love to see somebody do it. Now, to be honest, I could see...
Think about how much some of the airsoft conversion kits cost. They're around that price range, or even more if they're rare.
Yep. But I mean, I could see somebody doing it, and I could see there to be some need for some hand fitting. Dremel this, Dremel that.
Yeah, we're not saying this is going to be anywhere near a drop-in conversion. I think assuming a gas blowback would work, no, a lot of that stuff is intentionally missized to be incompatible with real steel parts. Bulligan did not mention that, so
yeah,
I'm not bashing him or anything. I'm like, no, I'm just listening. No, a lot of things, even I mean, the furniture is usually 1:1 scale.
But
I know a lot of guys that
about receivers and stuff like that. It's usually off a little bit.
Yeah, especially with gas blowbacks to get past ATF, the nanny organization of the state. They're not even nanny. They just don't like Americans having freedom. So, just any way they can restrict that and piss us off.
Bureau of Assholes, Tards, and Fucksticks.
What he said. Because we're not a fan of them. I'm sure there's some decent members in that organization.
I'm sure there are too.
It's just doing us a legitimate service.
It's just like the one guy they had on the last time some GBBRs got frickin' taken, and he's sitting here proclaiming, "You could turn this into a full auto machine gun," and I'm sitting here going, "How the fuck did they
get past customs? Explain that."
And I'm sitting here going, "Okay." Problem is, I've looked at a couple of these, and there's no way this thing's gonna do it. You know, the springs are not high enough quality. I don't think that the hammer in the gas blowback series would, because it was a WE. It was one of the old school WE closed bolts. You know, wouldn't hit with enough force.
Oh, not even that. I mean, if you want to talk about, you know, structural failure, it's one thing to have the upper receiver going. If you could, with the materials these things are made out of, I'd be worried about both receivers going. They're not made the same way. We're talking about kaboom to the next level.
Yeah.
Real guns are designed for kabooms because shit happens. You get a bad round, it'll blow up. Now we're talking a replica made out of inferior materials, and you get a kaboom, which that can happen to anybody. And, you know, it's not just hand loaders.
That's going to,
that could really, that could fuck you up bad. So, Mr. ATF, no. And we're not talking about a kaboom from a bad round.
Don't buy these things, or you could get shot leaving your house with them. That was the other thing that got on my nerves about it. And this has been some time back.
What, is ATF going to shoot me because I'm carrying a fucking rifle case? I open carry, motherfucker. You want to come after me?
Don't go through. No, this is one that's just better. That's better off being laughed out of court. Because, I'm sorry, you start arresting people because they're carrying rifle cases out of their house. Now, yeah, he might have meant
Mr. ATF guy.
Don't do that, dude.
Don't worry, the people on the YouTube channel will get rewarded.
But you know, this is the whole point. I really don't like some of these guys in the ATF. I've heard some real horror stories.
We're not getting political. They're coming after us literally. You know, This isn't a political thing. This is they're antagonizing us. Yeah. Us directly.
Yeah. The question is, what is the context that these guys were talking about? You know, because the way that was worded, and I brought this up to other airsofters when I was down in North Carolina when this came up, was this could be worded as a direct assault on airsoft. You know, this could be directed as, this is a direct attack on us.
Look at Jersey. If we think we got it bad from ATF, we've had, you know, petitions show up on forums and stuff, and, you know, we're out of state. There's nothing we can do about it. As much as we hate Jersey, we don't want to fuck off our fellow, you know, screw our fellow airsofters.
Yeah.
I meant to say Chris Christie, fuck off, and you know.
Yeah, well, that walking pile of titty fuck just needs to go eat a few more 100 pounds and die of a massive heart attack.
Well, he can't fit as much in his stomach anymore, but that's.
Oh yeah, he got that surgery done. I don't like him. I really don't like him. I really do not like Chris Christie, because he sits here and acts like a Republican, but yet there have been all kinds of crazy things he's done, like sign assault weapons bans and stuff like that.
A rhino, as they call them.
Yeah,
I don't like that. I don't like that term because all Republicans kind of suck right now.
To be fair, it seems like, you know, and I'll tell you, both parties are just as bad about trying to serve their base. The Democrats with the liberal loons who, you know, oh my God, little Timmy next door is playing Cowboys and Indians outdoors, so I'm going to wave my hands around like I'm a little Mimi Toon. And the Republicans with the well, Jesus said we shouldn't do that. And I'm going, country folks are nice, but, oh God, no. You're getting the lunatic fringe of everybody who doesn't believe like us is an asshole. There's that very good meme out there that has a picture of an ancient battle that says, video games are responsible for violence? Tell me what video game people have been playing for the last 5,000 years.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that's an entertaining little rant if somebody wants to put that up, cut that out and put that up.
I'll leave it lie, as the hunters say. I'm the liberal nut here, but I just really like guns.
Oh, here's my perspective on that. And
you said don't get into politics.
Oh, you just said you're a liberal nut. I'm just gonna say, okay, is it in the Constitution? Is it part of an inalienable right?
I'm a constitutionalist. I just don't believe in property rights. That's just
yeah.
Well, we don't have property rights anyway, so it's like whatever.
Yeah, whatever. But,
I'm a left libertarian or a libertarian socialist, either one. So it's just.
But
whatever. It's out there.
When it comes to legislating things, my question is: does it violate the Bill of Rights? And does it trample on someone else's inalienable rights?
I think we got a
Yeah, we got
story.
way to fuck off.
It's only for you guys. What? Okay, you skipped to the last story, so now it's Black, Orphan Black.
We haven't talked about the lift pose.
I was calling them life pose. Yeah, scared of lipo guys? You want to burn down your house because you don't understand basic safety? There's lifos! Woo!
This one's basically this one has like an iron compound added to lithium.
These have been around for a while. So when I was getting into airsoft, I was reading about
these were just starting to come out.
You just never... No one uses them. Everyone's all like gung-ho for lipos, but lipos has some obvious drawbacks. Even if you can get over the safety issues, there's some problems. My biggest concern with the lipos is, can you run these dead?
In theory, you should. They said that, a lipo, the way I've always run mine, and I still have mine from 3 years ago when I got into it. All my 7.4s.
Yeah, the nickel somethings, you're saying you were like blowing through those because they kept dying.
Well, the reason I got into lipos is because, I'd play, every other weekend at the very bare minimum. Assuming something stupid didn't happen last minute. I'd go out and play airsoft with the NCAO guys, every other weekend or so, large events, and I had about 6 or 8 batteries. So I'd have stuff on charge at different times, and I'm going, this really isn't safe. And I'd run batteries down long before I ran out of BBs. Especially if I was running the 60 or something else.
I've run 8.4s dead that are supposed to be super efficient. My little G36 in like a couple hours.
Yeah.
And if you know me, I don't shoot much.
I usually ran 9.6s. I gave my 8.4s to all the new guys. Okay, I'm not using it here. You can take it. It wasn't like, and some of these guys did need extra batteries, so it wasn't like I was giving them all my just junk. It was just, okay, here's something I'm not going to use.
Yeah, I know a guy, he had like 3 batteries on his vest. He handed me one. I'm like, cool, thanks. I can play now.
Yeah, so I started looking at it and going, all right, maybe looking into these lipos is a good thing. I talked with a couple of techs, and a lot of people get this idea that lipos will destroy your gun. The minute you put a lipo in, your gun is pretty much ruined. It's going to blow up your gun. If you've got a crappy gun, maybe. But here's the other half of it. I doubt that one will do it, because that's just an issue of wiring resistance.
No, with this, if you got something like this JG36 here, a buddy of mine is a huge advocate of 11.1s here because they're so inefficient. It'll be on, run up to speed with anything else. So with some guns, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
If you're like my buddy who stuck a 11.1 in a Javelin, it had a ridiculous rate of fire, but the clacking sound coming from inside it, I'm like, oh my god. He was just saying like, yeah, just keep it to 3-round bursts, and I'm like, I found out why. And oh dude, just the sound of it, and then this ridiculous rate of fire and a Javelin. Like, you just pull the trigger, 3 rounds come out.
Yeah.
I liked it though. I liked it though. There was like no wind up time. Like, you just pull the trigger, it fired.
But no, lipos. That's the reason why I got into them. You can leave them go for a while. About every 2 or 3 months, if I'm not playing, I charge them back up. I pull them off the charger. Yeah. Usually I try and keep them in like an ammo can or an old stock pot or something, so that way if like I'm in my house and should something happen and one of my batteries go critical, it's burning inside of a metal pot. I can go grab a couple of rags and take it outside. At worst, I'm out of battery and a charger. But I'm not burning down my house.
You're not gonna wind up like this guy from Ohio.
Yeah. Who just burned down we don't know why his house burned down. For all we know, some guy
maybe he left the lipo on the charger.
It could be.
That's actually a legitimate thing that could have happened to him.
Yep,
he just forgot to take it off.
I've seen things happen like that. I had a friend of mine that had a dresser ruined. He had like his airsoft room,
but he didn't come home and his house is gone.
No, he was in the house. To be fair, he was in the house and he was looking in about every 15, 20 minutes. All of a sudden, they got a power surge, and he didn't have a surge protector on the LiPo charger, so the LiPo got a big burst of juice and went critical. And that's what we figured out. And, you know, it busted up and...
Waiter, who's calling you?
That was my mother. She's probably done early, but...
I do think... Okay, so... I think we generally know the advantages and disadvantages of a LiPo.
Fire it until it slows down. It, 7.4 hits, gives you about as much power as a 9.6.
Little better response.
11.1s are like the old 10.8s and 12 volts that I came up through with. These LiFePos actually kind of split the difference between a 7.4 and an 11.1.
So
in addition, they can run down, they don't burn up. Stuff like that.
So a lot of the disadvantages you're getting with LiPo are gone. Plus, you got this nice middle area. Like for some of my guns, like a 7.
More expensive. That's the downfall.
That's a big downfall. But I mean, how many of these are out on the market?
There's not too many.
Exactly. You pay a premium on a niche market. Always. But what I'm thinking is, it's this.
I just haven't been able to find out if my balancer charger will charge these. So.
It's something we got to look into. I'm just thinking. For some people, even myself included, a 7.4 might not cut it. You might want a little more response, but you don't want 11.1 ridiculousness.
I had an M14 that one that the only thing it would work on reliably was an 11.1, but
I'm just thinking,
may have just been discharge rate.
I'm just thinking you got a gun, it runs nice on a 7.4, but you just want a little more out of it. You want a little more response, a little more rate of fire, but not 11.1 territory, because it is a nice. It's not a nice jump. It's a big jump. This is this nice middle ground.
It's this nice middle ground. It doesn't have as many of the drawbacks. If you're willing to shell out the cash up front...
How much cash are we talking?
It didn't say. I'm sure people can look around for LiFe PO batteries. I've
only
seen
heard
them
about
a few times on like eVic. I've also seen them a few times on Airsoft GI. So they're out there, and they're with reputable dealers. So I'm sure it would just be a matter of if I really wanted to jump in and investigate this, checking out and seeing if my balancer, which will be both 7.4s and 11.1s.
Go to a hobby shop. Check out the RC car section, because they run off the same batteries as AGs, basically. That'd be your best bet, and even, talk to one of the techs there or something. Because RC cars, we're talking a whole different thing. Very similar mechanics involved here. It's just airsoft guns are a lot cruder. But they're running on the same power source. Just ask them, start asking technical questions. That'd be your best bet. They might even have some there. So
it's just with some of these people around here, I really don't like to openly ask those kind of questions unless I know people well.
Go to a couple of them. I don't know. Yeah. Back in the mid-2000s,
I'll give it a shot,
so many.
and we'll see. But at any rate, we'll go on to our next one. S2A Airsoft is coming out with replicas of stuff we've always wanted but could never afford.
Well, me anyway. I've always
pivoting
wanted
vertical grip.
Yeah, this vertical grip I got here on my G36. It's nice, and I paid like $5 for it used, and dude didn't even use it, so it's like pretty much brand new.
Yeah, we had those on our M16s and M4s in Iraq. It was bought with unit funds. Nice thing about it was you could go like this,
and
we
gotta go. There
and
we
you
go.
could just put it down.
Oh, when I like to dive prone, I just push the button when I'm going prone, and I have an instant stable platform.
Yeah.
And it's just low enough that the 30 round magazine clears. It's a nice setup, but one of the drawbacks is it wants to force your hand down low, which I don't like at all. So I kind of wrap my hand around the square shaped top, which is uncomfortable. And it's solid, it's stationary. What this one S2A has, I remember when this came out years ago. This was closer to the mid-2000s, maybe like 2008, 2007. Or maybe it didn't come out and I just saw it for sale. It was over like $100. This was on Ops Gear, so they're not very terribly competitive. They just tend to have things in stock. I remember seeing this and like watching a video on it. This one, first of all, it's got a lower profile, so you can get your hand up higher on it without having to do weird things with the way I grip it. It's got a lower profile screw on the side. It's got a more ergonomic shape without having too noticeable ridges. Yeah, and to top it off, to top it off, when you're down on the ground, it pivots.
So you could pivot.
You got
to
rubber.
Match
Yeah.
one thread. One
It can
thread or
pivot.
another.
It can twist. The feet will stay stationary, and they got rubber feet too. It is a very nice piece of kit. If you can afford the real one,
Go ahead
I
and get
would
it.
pick that up. No need, skip the replica at that point. But that's a lot to shell out for a vertical grip, especially when I can get the MOE vert grip for like $20, which is extremely practical. I picked this thing up for $5. It's got a lot of drawbacks. For this little 36C, it's a lot of vert grip for a little gun.
Yeah, put that on an M16A4. It'll look more reasonable.
It's like a saw or something. God damn it! Someone's going to the garage again. But this, something like a rifle, or maybe probably the shortest barrel I would do would be like an M4 LMG, something like that.
Yeah, something like a really tiny G36 is not practical.
Yeah, or not the Mark 23 Stoner, the CAC, their version of the Stoner 93. Mm-hmm. It would be extreme. Actually, that's what CAC Knight's Armament put on it. They put that.
We started putting them on the saws toward the end.
But this is
the
even
rails
better.
on because the old handguard had the place for the rails to go under, for the bipod legs to go under. And the bipod legs always broke.
Yeah,
They're one of the flimsiest parts even on a real steel saw. So you just put a rail on it. You put a bipod grip. You're done.
Yeah, with this though, it's a more comfortable grip. It's not going to set your hand down lower, and if something like a saw, it's already down uncomfortably low. You got a higher profile on it. And plus the rubber feet, you got a more stable platform. It pivots. Mm-hmm. It's just all around a good piece of kit.
They've come out with a couple of M4 makes that apparently some of the CAA furniture and stuff has been seen on M4s that the IDF has been carrying.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows anything about the IDF, these are people who I wouldn't even fuck with. Yeah. And there are very few people I fear in the world.
I've been taught in their martial arts disciplines. It's good shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to hit on an Israeli woman because I'd be afraid she'd go all Ziva on my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that woman knows how to destroy people.
I gotta say it again.
Of course, my son loves watching NCIS, and that's Trinity loves it because she calls it watching Ziva, and Sean loves it because he calls it watching Abby.
Nice. But I gotta do it. I don't like the manual of arms the IDF uses, the way they train with pistols and stuff like that. That's just me. I come from a totally different discipline.
Oh yeah, but
the guy that was
comes
training
to weapons design, they got some good shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that. It's just the way they handle their shit, Condition 3 and all that. And I'm like, no, because the same guy that taught me martial arts was gonna teach me how to run a pistol. And I've already gone over this before. I'm not going to get it again. I just got to remind people, yeah, they know what they're doing to a point. They do what works for them. So we just like their kit.
We'll just leave it as that.
Yeah, we just like their kit.
Their gear's
good.
Stuff. Their weapons are good.
And if they're running,
women are just freaking hot. But.
Yeah. Are they running that old school? They're running like this new CAA grip.
Yeah, I think they're running some of it. I mean, look around on some of the. Just like Google images IDF. Because IDF infantry or something like that. This new grip, somebody's got the shit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you've been looking into a bipod, the bipod vert grip, this would be the one to look into. You're probably, even for the replica, you're going to be shelling out more. There's no way they're making this dirt cheap. I wouldn't want them to. There's more parts involved here for stuff to break. Mm-hmm. I've been hard on mine, which I think is UTG. Which that stuff can run on real steel. It's good enough, basically. I've been hard on it. That didn't break. If they're keeping with that same quality level, with that same level of durability, even in the replica, expect it to hold up. Mm-hmm. But it looks more comfortable. That's the big thing.
And it's going to take some interest to see if it makes the same inroads in that Magpul abandoned. But at any rate, I think that's all we got for today.
Well, I wonder if they're filling that void.
They may be.
Yeah, because PTS is pulling out. I think, there's the theory that...
PTS is pulling out because of the Magpul licensing issues, apparently.
Okay, we did get more info on that?
Well, that's what's been cited to me by my sources, is the fact that apparently their sources are telling them that some of it is the fact that the minute it got made over there, the Chinese started knocking everything off.
Oh yeah,
And
10-round PMags have
them.
been showing up for real steel.
Yeah,
which is
and they're
which is
Chinese
good.
clones, and that's part of the problem.
Yeah, I can't blame them. It's just at the same time as like those motor grips, and shit should not shoot up in price with airsoft, but it's going to. As bullshit as
Yeah.
it is, there's
And
no
I think
reason
CAA
for
is
it.
going to take it. But at any rate,
But we got a couple announcements. We still
Yeah.
got we mentioned in the beginning OXCCF. Weekend after that, we're going to Sovereign Fury. We're gonna have footage of that.
yeah,
We're hopefully.
yeah, we actually went out and picked up a helmet and a
Yeah.
helmet
We just-
and a camera mount, which
Yeah,
is
got
on
the
the one
camera
side,
mount.
just for this.
We kind of we for gun videos we kind of do want damn it, you put the rail on upside down. That's not
Did it?
that's
The rail only has one way.
yeah, but
But
yeah, we're gonna get some more in-depth film with stuff. Like I said, we're getting more into the Milsim Sovereign Fury, a
Yeah.
Milsim training day.
yeah, we're gonna see.
We're still gonna hit the casual shit because we need film footage.
We've gotten some permission to get a quick interview with him, so
Oh yeah, with Dark Horse.
yeah,
We're
with
still
Dark
gonna
Horse.
hit the casual fields just to get film footage. I mean, we might have to go C3 for some field stuff, but we'll just show up and leave basically.
We'll
But
show up, get our footage, get the
yeah,
fuck out of there.
that's what we did last time, and we were able to cover a couple guns, but we do need to get back to the battlefield. They've been extremely accommodating with our film needs, so
Yeah,
I don't have huge complaints. Yeah, is the player base less than desirable? Yeah, that's casual games in a nutshell.
yeah,
So
that's.
we're gonna be shelling
I've
out
kind of had it with that style of those style of people.
paint soft and paint
I mean, if
softers.
somebody's trying and somebody has an interest, that's fine. I anymore, it's like I go to the casual games to hang out. So what's the point in spending that? Kind
Yeah,
of money?
I see a lot of the
Casual
hardcore Milsim guys just like kind of showing out and chilling,
Yeah,
just to hang out with old friends. But there's casual games. They still serve their purpose. We can film. But we are going to be covering more events simply because we're not blowing money on all these casual events. We can still we can shell out the cash for these hardcore ops. Like
yeah.
there's over the next couple months we'll be covering a few more. So just
Yeah, we'll see what's going on. I mean, not all of them are going to be like hardcore. They're a little more up there.
the more serious games, even the ones that
The
are like
larger
$30,
ones,
$60. We can't spend a couple hundred every month, but
Yeah.
we'll be filming a lot more of that because this is a journalistic venture. We don't want it to be all guns and gear. We want to talk about events. We got a couple Milsim articles I'm finishing up with Raider. Would just proofread them for me.
It's been a matter of insanity. Temporary insanity, I claim it. But at any rate, I think we're out of it, and we're just droning on for right now. Until next time, I'm Raider.
This is Fox.
We're shooting the deuces. Y'all have fun.
See you guys.